Another week has gone by, and we're back on at Friday for our Soul Journey live Instagram series. I have the privilege today to have a wonderful mentor and teacher, Dorota Medium. I am gonna let her in here. There we go. Hi, Dorota.
How are you? I'm so
Good, thank you. How are you doing? This week went really fast.
Oh my goodness. I closed my eyes and here's Friday. And I got a wedding.
Yeah. Yeah. And what is going on with this world? Like, what is going on out there?
I think we're in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do.
So thank you so much for coming to my Soul Journey series. I would like to introduce everybody to Dorota Clifford, Reverend Dorota Clifford. She is a clairvoyant, intuitive mentor and a published author. I had the privilege to meet her at Soul Camp, but also she just certified me for CCMBA. So I had the honor to do that with one of my bestest friends, Kathy, and it was just a life-changing experience. So I can't wait. I can't wait to experience more, and I can't wait to learn more from you as well. So
it was a really, really good day.
It was a very good day. Yes, definitely. Yeah. So let's get to it. My questions are not surface questions. They're nice and deep, but it's up to you to answer them as however you like. Okay? There's no rules here, right? So we can start. Sorry.
The way I go is, don't ask if you don't want to know.
Right. Exactly. Right. No, that's a good motto. So the first one is, what would you like to share about your life journey so far that has led you to become a healer?
So, well, I've been always a healer.
Yeah.
That very, very first gift that I didn't really fully know. I could like literally feel other people's pain, be able to take it away by talking to them or even a touch, which as a younger person, you have no idea what you're doing, but they go, oh, come here, because when you touch me, it feels better. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
And we're talking appropriate touch, guys.
Yeah.
Like my mom will say, okay, my dad's knee would hurt, so my mom will be just put your hand on your dad's knee and stuff. So so I've always been a healer, and once you embrace one gift, the other ones follow and they start opening up. So I have many gifts. I don't have just one. My journey is it's been, like I say to people, this is a gift and a curse in the same time.
Yeah. I hear you.
You hear this a lot. I hear this, oh, I wish I could see what you see. I'm like, no, you don't. No,
yeah.
You don't. So,
yeah.
And the other times it's just like, yeah, it's amazing. So it's basically just like life itself. It has its great days and not so great days.
Yeah.
The hardest part, though, is embracing yourself fully in this journey.
Definitely. Yeah, and I do believe too that for us to see light, we also have to see the opposite, right? The darkness of it. So we get to see both worlds, and sometimes, like you said, sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's like, oh, okay, well, I could do this. It's in front of me, so I can do this.
However, if I may add, remember, you're both, your light and your darkness. Right. So you have to embrace both sides of yourself too, because how can you fully be aligned with yourself if you're only paying attention to the good parts of yourself by rejecting everything else? Definitely.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, no, that's what makes us balance, right? Like we can't see the light without the darkness, so we need both of them inside, like around us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's really hard. Like, exactly. What do you want me to tell you about my journey? Because it's been, I worked in the corporate world for a long time. It made me quit it.
Yeah.
It made me quit it and do this full time in 2017. So I've been doing it all my life without knowing, and then just went like a full blown, just concentrated on my path and my journey. Because, your path changes as you grow. Like I said, it started then transformed into, mediumship, clairvoyance. Then it transformed into teaching. Then it transformed into bigger events and workshops, and then into becoming a reverend and a life coach. And it just keeps on going.
Yeah. I think that's the beauty of a gift, or of any gift, right? That you can always develop it. You can always add a little bit more, do a little bit here, do a little bit there. Like, that's how I kind of started with Reiki, and that's how I'm spreading and kind of going in different directions, because it's just the starting point. You can just pretty much go wherever you like your imagination takes you, right?
It will direct you. Actually, what I found, I can't speak for myself. It directed me itself. Like my gifts have directed me themselves. Like, I had once a lady say to me, a friend of mine, "You're gonna be a teacher," and I said, "And I don't know what you're smoking, but you're." She goes like, "No, you be a teacher," and I'm like, "Okay, you effing crazy. It's not gonna happen. What can I teach people? How to swear? I got it covered."
I think,
and now, because you just evolve as a person. Because when people say to me, when they come and say, "What's my path?" and I'm like, "What do you want it to be?
right.
What direction you want to go?" Because you don't have one path assigned. It changes as you grow, right? So you limit yourself and stay in one lane per se,
Yeah. No, I hear you, which actually leads to the second question very well, which is, have you discovered your life purpose? And if you have, how did that occur, right?
Yes, so I did. And like I said, there was a lot of kicking and screaming, just to clarify that. Lots of, because I have this thing with my guides where I like to prove them wrong, and they laugh because they know they're right. And, I'm just so stubborn. My life path is to lead people back to themselves. So by teaching, oddly, becoming their best version, or unlocking their essence, I should say.
Yeah.
Everybody is connected, and my job is to guide people to connect to themselves.
Yeah.
And to find that inner peace by doing so. So that is basically the path, and it's just goes in different ways to get there,
Yeah, it does. It is very different and very unique for each one's journey, right?
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I find that too, that as a coach, I'm able to kind of cater to like the person's specific path, right? That's kind of the connection that you can have with and one-on-one, right? With a one-on-one session, right? Where you can kind of
even I found that in groups, like, because I used to teach groups. Now I still do like group workshops and stuff. Everything that I do is channeled, so I cannot go fully prepared. And you go like, I can't.
Yeah.
I try, and then I'm somewhere else. I have it ready. It's just I don't, because it's not one size fits all. So even if I teach classes, which is the same mediumship class or whichever workshop, or for manifestation, or coaching workshop, it's being led by spirit, because they know what people who are there need, or how they need it delivered, versus forcing it. This is what we have. Because a lot of times I have taken some workshops and it was so dry that I couldn't resonate, because it was just not what I needed.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
So I love when they do it, and they do it to me all the time. My very first time I channeled, it was okay. That was funny, because I didn't even know I did it. I did a lot of spiritual churches. I did the speeches, like when you do inspirational speeches and stuff. So I got up, I had my staff ready, I sat at the podium, and the next thing I know, everybody's clapping. And I'm like, I was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Like, I was just like so shocked, because I didn't know what happened. But
right.
My friend says, as soon as you stood, you were gone. Like, as soon as you came up to the podium, you put your hands on it and opened it, you were gone. And you were just channeling. So
wow.
in out, and I'm like, oh, what was I saying? What was I saying?
Yeah.
Because it just was like that. So ever since then, it just comes through.
Right.
It's
Yeah. And there's something to be said about allowing that space for flow too, because once again, it allows you to cater to the energy of that room and to the people that you're working with. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you work with the divine, with the universe, whether you call it God, goddess, or whatever name you give it, it will always deliver what needs to be delivered. And so having, if you want to call it blind trust.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's hard because when people say to me, you logical, I'm like, oh, you have no idea. You have no idea how logical I used to be.
Yeah. Yeah. I came across a quote this week that really resonated with me. It was about you can't the answers are already, once you ask the question, the answers are ready for you. You just have to have faith and trust that it will come to you, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that made me feel so secure, because it's like, of course, if I already have a question, the answer is going to be available. Like, it just has to be. That's how things are balanced, right? Like, I'm getting goosebumps. Right? Like it's just to have that faith to go, okay, well, I trust in the universe, I trust in source that the answer will come to me when I'm ready or when it needs to happen. Right?
I say to my clients, you already know the answer. You're just scared to ask the question.
Yes. Yeah.
Because but it doesn't matter what it be, spiritual or regarding relationship. Like, why don't we ask? Because we know it. We already be scared of that answer because we know the answer.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love the way you teach, because you really emphasize that tapping into that self-wisdom, tapping into your own guidance, and to make that your guiding light. And that's such a place of empowerment for anybody who is just starting their spirituality journey, right? Because you get so many experts and they're telling you this, they're telling you that. Well, ultimately, you're guiding yourself, right? Your higher self, your guide. So it's awesome to get that kind of support of going, no, you're whatever you're doing, it's great. Keep going, right?
Yeah, well, as a person, as I look at myself more as a guide than actually a teacher, because you already have it. I'm just guiding you to unlock it. That's why I call it unlocking your essence, unlocking your abilities, because you already have it. It's just there. So being able to help guide a person to find their way of understanding, because it's so easy. You can read a million books and you can say, okay, I don't have it because nothing works, and it won't, because it works for that person doesn't mean that will work for you the same way. Just this, we had that conversation actually when I came to you for Reiki. It's like, don't comparing yourself to another person. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Not dismissing those little slow signs, because everybody's waiting. When you're watching social media or anything on TV, you're expecting those big boom in your face. And it really isn't. It's very simple. It's very, very quiet. It's very gentle. And that's why it gets mixed, because everybody expects somebody else talking to you. And it's not. It's literally your own voice, because your guides are part of you. So it's literally the same voice, your own voice,
Yeah.
Because you have a thought that comes out of nowhere. It's a knowing stuff without knowing,
Yeah.
That umbrella when you're leaving the house, that's my favorite example, and going, oh, maybe I should take it. Oh no, they said it's going to be sunny, and then it rained, and you go, damn, I knew I should have taken those things. You're being guided, because it's not just when you're in trouble. They're with you 24/7. I go shop guides. I don't know what you do. I shop with my guides too. I don't want to spend more than $10 for like flowers at the front, because I already spent so much. And they go, all right. So, I go to Home Depot and everywhere else, and they go, oh, you know what? We haven't been to No Frills today. Let's go pick something up at No Frills. And I go to No Frills, and literally the baskets are $10.
Wow.
You just have to say what you want. I can literally say, I want to spend less than, I said no more. So that means don't go up, or less than $10. And even when I went shopping last week, I said to them, okay, guys, spaghetti sauce, spaghetti sauce, spaghetti sauce, because I don't eat spaghetti my Sundays. So it's the last thing on my mind to get a spaghetti sauce.
Right.
I go through everything. I get whatever I need, right?
Yeah.
And I'm walking towards the car and I'm hearing spaghetti sauce, spaghetti sauce. I'm like, it's back in the store because I asked, don't let me forget it.
Yeah.
And they go down the pasta aisle, and I was stubborn. I'm like, no, I don't need anything there.
Right.
So like, and it's gentle, but it's repetitive. Like
Yeah.
you will do it. It will be very repetitive. Same thought. Over answer that email, call that person, call it, you know? And then the person calls you, and like, ooh, I was supposed to call them.
Yeah.
What do I say now?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I hear you. Like, this so resonates. Because it is sometimes it is that whisper, and you're like, oh, you dismiss it, right? And you're like, and then it happens, you're like, damn it, they did tell me I was supposed to do this, right? Or definitely.
One of the classes, one of my students said, you know what, I just realized I do this on daily basis. I didn't even know that that's what it was called.
Wow. Yeah.
Because, I'm like, yeah, just like clairs. A lot of people say that you only have one or two clairs, and no, you have all the clairs, except not eclairs like the sweets, just the clairs, the psychic ability. However, some of them are stronger than others. So, for example, for is clairvoyance, clairgustance, which is clear, like being able to taste, and clairaudience.
Yeah.
However, all of them come whenever they're giving me messages for people. I get one at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I do too. Like when I do my silent prayer at the beginning of my sessions, I ask to see clearly, feel clearly, kind of like be kind of that conduit of information, right?
Yeah, my thing, what I say to my before each session, I go, remove all abstractions from my mind, my body, and make me a clear channel so that a person coming here can easily understand the messages you have for them.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah.
And it's in your own words. Like, you don't have to say what I say. You do in your own words. I just give examples, and you about you, right? Because it's all about you, not about anybody else.
Right. Because I think too, the things that I've learned, I have tweaked because I say something a certain way, or I remember something a certain way, and I just allow myself to just flow with it, right? Because then it comes naturally from within you, right?
Exactly. Because you already have it. It's just in tuning, Yeah. Basically.
I agree. Yeah. So the next question is, what are some of the challenges you faced during your healing journey, right? And the reason why I ask this question is because I think most healers or people who are doing this job, they've gone through challenges. Everybody goes through challenges, but we've gone through challenges that taught us to learn a specific skill and help ourselves kind of heal in a certain way, so then we can support other people that are healing in that way, right?
It is, life happens. We still go through the same up and downs like anybody else. Like, we're not special all of a sudden. Like I said, it's a gift and a curse. And for me to be able to resonate with people that I'm helping, I have to understand what it feels like. So sometimes it's not what we went through. It's just, I don't want to say as bad, because it is what it is in a way,
Yeah.
My hardest one was when I lost my daughter, when I had to make the call to release the pregnancy, and that was the hardest one. I can't believe I'm actually talking about it, because it's something that I don't talk about.
Yeah.
And that was the hard one, and it hit me really hard. And for something like that, you don't really heal fast.
No.
Because self-judgment, there's a lot of guilt, there's a lot of if odds, and it's not that I was doing anything unhealthy, it's just simply fetus wasn't grown the way it should. There was things not developing, you know, like you go through all
Mhm.
those. And at one time I just shut down. So, because really there's just, everything is like, this isn't working. So you just go, okay, I can't listen no more. It's just like shut down. So healing from that was really, really hard. And
Yeah.
you really don't heal from that. It's still there.
Mhm.
Still kind of comes in, you know.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, my son's 23, she would have been 25. So you kind of like looking at him, you're like, oh, you almost had another, you know how it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And another one is family,
Mhm.
healing family, because, uh, you know, learning to, you know, everybody says, oh, I felt different. And of course, we all feel different, right? This is just more like learning how to coexist when
Mm.
you really um, are not even, you know, not even for the, you know, the abilities, because as a child nobody knew what you have. It's just
Right.
healing from those the younger ages, you know.
Yeah.
Also
Yeah.
say that. You know, so learning compassion, that's when I had to learn compassion. That's when I had to learn forgiveness. That's also when I had to learn self worth and value despite
Yeah.
everything. And that, you know, is something that I know a lot of us are struggling because
Mhm.
of the conditionings that we were growing up in. And
Right.
that's what we really struggling the most. It's easy to say, you know, broken leg, broken this. However, the emotional damage or is harder to heal than physical one.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's usually
Yeah.
layers, right? Like it's, you know, you heal one layer, you heal from that, and then there's another one, right?
Well,
So I have some clients that come to me like, but I thought, even on myself, I'm like, but I thought I healed this, but I thought I dealt with this. But, and it's like, yeah, you're just kind of feeling the other layer. Like you're going deeper. You're kind of getting to.
I'm gonna just put it this way. I'm gonna, okay, so I'm 48 and I'm freaking looking good. So hey, anyhow, so I don't have 40 years to heal because I have so many situations that I went through in that time. In one day, I could have had 48 situations, and you can't pile them together and heal. You can't bulk heal them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I say a lot on healing. Come on down.
However, as you're healing, you also have to heal things that are happening right now. Because if you dismiss this because you're concentrating on the past, then you're just adding more stuff for later.
Right.
So that, you know,
Yeah.
it's you have to be honest with yourself about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And it's an ongoing process. And I think I think every healer, it's, I mean, we're always learning. It's always a journey. Like you're never done. I love it because sometimes I hear people going, well, when I learned this, I thought I was done. It's like, no, you're never done. Like you keep going and you keep learning and there's something else. And I mean, you learn tools and you get tools and you learn to be better at accepting change or being uncomfortable with things coming at you, right? And being uncomfortable in not feeling your most strongest or feeling vulnerable. There's still, you still have to deal with growing and developing, right? I'm sure we can compare to nature that trees don't scream every time their leaf grows or, you know, their flowers fall, right? Like they just gracefully grow because they know that that's nature. That's kind of,
It's
it's what we do, right?
and are you in today? However, with also that said, I believe, again, I look at us, everybody is a healer and everybody has something to contribute to our lives, and we have something to contribute to each other. Because you know what, like when people think that you have to go become a Reiki healer or this healer or that, no, you already are one. Because sometimes a simple conversation, you might have healed somebody that was having a bad day and you just took the minute and you had a conversation. Maybe you made them laugh. You just healed that part of that person. So it's
Yeah.
necessarily laying down of hands and everything, you know, doctors and stuff there. Of course, everybody, it's just like everybody to me is a healer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what? It was quite interesting. Um, I like to smile to people when I drive, meaning it's not like laugh or smirk. It's just like, you know, when they're next to you, you know, in a car, you kind of look over and just kind of like, you know, keep that little smile because you never know who needs it. And at the gas station, I was stopped gassing up, and this one lady pulled in. She goes like, "You smiled at me the other day," and then, oh, okay, like, where's this going? And she says, "No idea how much that meant." I'm like, "Well, I'm glad that it meant to you something that made your day better." And she goes,
Wonderful.
No idea, because the same thing, like when you're in Tim Hortons or whatever you guys are watching, and somebody pays it for. I had my coffee bought today too, so I was like, "Whoa, okay."
Oh, wonderful.
So pay it forward. You don't even know how much you might have healed something in that person. They might have said that the whole, the world is blah blah blah, and they might be just giving up on it. And then you just did it without knowing. Was it actually without knowing?
Yeah.
Kind of guided, because that's why I say to my clients too, there's many ways of loving. I can love a stranger by buying them a coffee.
Yeah.
It's just like hello, and that's it. That by that you might have changed their outlook on people.
Yeah. It's funny too that I find sometimes strangers can give you the most kindest gift, right? Because they come out of nowhere. They come out of just pure love, or just they see you needed something and they handed you what you were asking for.
Because I look at it, the universe does look after you. Whether you're open to accepting it or not is another thing. Because I was frustrated today with my Missy, my puppy Iris. We were coming home from a walk, and she was running around the back seat, and I couldn't make her sit down. So I was just like, okay, just sit down. Okay, I need a coffee, because she's just not listening. And then my coffee was gone. I was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And it kind of made me giggle a little bit in the same time. So that's what I mean. You just never know. And at the same time, it's also your guides, because you believe in manifesting. So you ask for it, or whether you pray, or let's say God, you pray to God, and somebody else delivers. It's because your prayer has been heard, has been felt, and somebody else is delivering it to you.
Yeah.
Like I was just asking, can you guys please make her stop running? Because I just need her sitting.
Yeah.
And that was for me to calm down, because she was responding to the energy I was putting out.
Right. Yeah.
That was making me calm down. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear you. So the next question is, what is the one lesson that you have learned and share with people all the time? Like an anecdote, or kind of the one I like to say is like, you can't love somebody enough to love themselves, right? Like things like that. Like you kind of learn the hard way that now you kind of share with clients or friends. Or
I don't have one saying. I just, what I share the most is, you are your own guru. Stop looking outside. Stop putting people on the pedestals.
Yeah.
Even if somebody comes that you feel is better than you, they shouldn't go on a pedestal. It's just you have things to perhaps learn from that person. I'm not life lessons, because I have a different outlook on those totally than most people. But however, you get to learn and grow together with someone. So just be open, but however, don't put them above yourself, because no one is above you.
Yeah, that's a really good message.
Just on a different road, on a like different understanding, different need of experiences. However, we're all equal.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of clients that when I do the life coachings, like the coachings and stuff, they say, well, but that person is so good, I want to be like them. I'm like, no, you don't want to be like them. You want to be you. Because it's just like with myself. I learn a lot from my students as much as they learn from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Open to constantly keep growing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's funny because sometimes I have sessions and I was like, and something comes out of my mouth and I'm going, Okay, that was for me as well. Okay, I'm listening. Like, sometimes it's like, all right, you're giving somebody advice or you're just sharing something and you're like, oh, I see it clearly now.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what to do.
Personal responsibility, you will hear me say that over and over and over, and to the point that even my son, I get it, I'll figure it out. Because personal responsibility just means I'm responsible for my actions, not somebody else's.
Yeah.
And that doesn't just mean is how I'm reacting to situations, but also when I give advice, I have to give it as a choice versus you should do this.
Right.
Because that's their life. So I have to be responsible for my life, not somebody else's, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Perfect sense. Yeah.
If I go in a bush, I call it in a bush, or, meaning is I didn't listen to my intuition and here we are. So I was on a path and then I decided to go on a detour and I'm in the bushes. So that's my fault, not my intuitions. Because
Right.
they were my guides or God. They were showing me. I just was too stubborn to listen.
Yeah. 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 Or I needed to experience what it felt to be in the bushes. So I went to the bushes.
So to experience to what's in the bushes. And that's when I'm coming. That's why I'm looking at life lessons differently, because if you saw a red flag and you drove past it, so let's say construction, you're driving on the road and you see road closure and you go, forget it, I'm gonna see how far I can go. And there's a guide says potholes, road closure, and now you are going through the potholes and your car is now falling apart and you keep going, and then you go, oh, I guess I had to learn the lesson not to drive here. No, you chose to take that road. The signs were there all along.
Right.
That you chose to do despite seeing things. So that personal responsibility is, I know that person was not good for me. I've seen it. I know. However, I wanted to push it and see how far I can go.
Right. Which is good. You're right. Like, because that actually emphasizes the self-responsibility that you ultimately you choose whether you think you're choosing or not, but you are taking that choice, right, to move forward. And
because you going in those potholes, like you have the sign that no, you choosing to go. So I can't say, oh, that was my life lesson. That wasn't, because if it was, I wouldn't have the little sign saying not to go there.
Yeah.
However, I had them not to go there. I just chose to ignore them.
Right.
So I did that. That wasn't a life lesson. That was in my plan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see where you're going now. Yeah. So what you're saying is, instead of excusing it as a life lesson, to go, no, that was just part of my plan. I needed to experience that.
I chose to.
Perfect. I love it. For
example, like I had an experience with a person that I was dating, this guy, and I knew it wasn't good for me, but come on. I was just like, he's so hot. Let's just see where it goes. And there's like a flag after flag after flag, but I'm like, let's just keep on going.
I want a collection. I'm collecting them.
I have like backpacks of them now from that one. And now, so I healed from that part. And now the universe it's almost like it was testing me. So they put an app which is similar, better than the one but very similar. And they show me one flag and I'm like, I got it. No, thank you.
Right. Been there, done that. I'm good. Got the t-shirt. I'm good.
Flags now. I see it. I see you. Yeah. And that makes sense to you. So, because they were telling me not to.
Right. So the way you're wording it, I think it almost, I feel it brings you from a place of victimhood, in the sense of, this was my life lesson, this is what I need to go through, to a place of empowerment, because it's like, no, I chose to learn this. I chose to be there and ignore the signs and experience this. So that's cool.
My guide's wrong, so I keep going on the roads that are closed.
You're just love those experiences. I know. I hear you.
Get me out.
Yeah, and sometimes they're whispers, right? And you're like, just like, and then you're like, oh, damn, they did tell me. I did not hear.
Exactly. That's why, once you realize that, you're going to start taking, when you start taking responsibility for yourself and for your choices, you're going to notice that your life is getting easier. You're seeing those flags easier. Your intuition grows stronger because you're starting to trust yourself. Because really, your intuition is trusting yourself.
Right. Right. Because now you know that you got yourself into that mess. Therefore, now you know you have the answers, or will find the answers to get yourself out of that mess.
Exactly.
Right. Awesome. Awesome. Which brings us to our next question, which is, what does healing mean to you? What does the word healing or mean to you?
Aligning yourself fully with yourself and accepting every part of you.
Yeah.
And again, that I'm not blaming somebody for what happened, whether I was a child or not. Just having understanding that, without giving them excuses. There's a difference between excuse and understanding that they didn't know how to do better. He didn't know how to do better. So instead of beating myself up, it's embracing and thank you for getting me here so I can move forward. So just that's what it means, like aligning all parts of myself. And, you want to call it forgiveness, awareness, whichever way. That's what that healing to me means. It's coming one home to you, because when you're put on this earth, you're here to have experiences.
Yeah.
And depending how many times you went in a bush, and I'm going to say it that way again, you added to it.
Yeah.
So it's just like going back to the core.
Yeah.
So that's why we'll never stop healing till the day we go home.
I agree. Yeah, there's always something else to kind of conquer and strive for and just experience, right? Like, we're here for experience.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wonderful. And the next question is, what do you love most about your gifts, your healing gifts and talent?
I love seeing my clients succeed. I love seeing them succeed. I love seeing them become the person that they envision, that they want. That is really, and even my son, that means a lot more. That they did the work, that's a short answer. See, I didn't have, and then that's it. Seeing them succeed.
But that's the answer, right? Like, for people to become who they are and thrive within themselves in their lives.
Yeah.
It is the ultimate, yeah. As a coach and healer, it is. Yeah, for sure.
It's not mine, and I am so happy of their success and to be part of the journey.
Yeah. Because like you said, we are all one, right? So if they heal and succeed, it all becomes part of the whole, right? We all kind of move up and help.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For sure. Yeah. The next question is, how do your gifts and talents make you unique? So what is it about you and how you combine your gifts and talents that makes you, right?
Well, so one thing is, I don't believe that my talents make me, because I'm only a vessel, right, from God, for whoever, to deliver it. So that I can't claim it as mine. Like when I do healings, I'm channeling healing. I'm becoming a channel, so there's the higher coming through me.
Right. Yeah.
Sense. So that's why I'm just raw. I'm very raw, very straightforward. I don't believe in sugarcoating. So it's not what they make me, it's what I have became, because as I was on my journey, I went to mediums, I went to healers, and I found there was a lot of sugarcoating, a lot of go meditate on it, a lot of pushing you to the side and not really being straight with you. So for example, one person said to me, "Oh, you're going to marry this person?" I'm like, I have a son, I don't want any more kids. Like, my guys would not tell you that, right? And then when I left, I'm like, none of it makes sense. And yes, we create our own reality. However, when somebody's giving you a reading or when you come for guidance, it should resonate with you. Yeah. And it's all brand new. Oh, like, because we're talking, like, I talk to your spirit guides, I talk to your team, to your ancestors. So that's who I talk with.
Yeah.
So when you're giving me stuff that I've never heard from I'm kind of questioning it.
Right.
And I didn't push aside. Like when I asked the question, I would say, do you have a question? I would ask a question and be like, why don't you just go meditate on it? I'm like, I don't want to fucking meditate. That's why I'm paying you $200. So hello, meditate. I'll be at home meditating, right? And so I said to my guides, if we're doing this, I said, if we're going big, I said, we either go home big or go home. So if we're big, no BSing. It's straightforward, to the point, not around the bush, and that's how I like it. And that's how we work.
Yeah. No, I totally appreciate that about you, is that I know that I'm going to get a very straightforward answer, and not sugarcoating, but it's like, I feel that because you aim straight for the truth, there is no hiding behind things, right? It's like, this is it. You can see it or not see it, but this is it, right? So.
It is, because you know what, like, I had someone email me recently saying that they were really mad after their reading. However, it left them thinking, and they were able to adjust their life, and they said thank you for that. I don't aim to annoy you, just so we're straight. It's not, and that's not the point. So if my guides talk through me, so if they know how it needs to get delivered, it's still straightforward. It's the tone changes depending who is receiving it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
It's all the same. It's just the tone that I deliver it. If they do it, I just go with it, right? And that lady sending me this, it was huge. It was just like, okay, well, I'm glad, and thank you for telling me that you were mad at me.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that it worked for you, and that you're where you're supposed to be. Because if you come in for reading to me, I'm not going to tell you what's up or healing. I'm not going to tell you, oh, this is what's going to get healed. If I see that you are not doing anything towards it, I will call you on. I said, okay, so to get to this spot, you have to adjust this. It's kind of like if you're driving to Florida and you ask me directions, I'm going to say, okay, so you can drive. However, don't forget that, let's say this street is closed, and it's going to be a lot of traffic on that street. However, if you take this street, it's going to be easier. So I try to simplify as I'm explaining even with you, because a lot of people hear those big words about twin flame, soulmates, karmas, and like they hear all the big words.
Yeah.
And they get lost in it. The message gets lost. So I simplify it, and so I will make it so a client can understand it in our time versus the woohoo. Listen, if I talk to you, I'll talk in the woohoo, because you and I will get it.
Right. Yes.
No, I can't say to somebody that just came in and it's their first session ever, and then they get lost.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
You're speaking to your audience, right? You're speaking in the way that they're going to understand.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Sometimes the analogy that my guides give me, I'm like, that's so good. And then I say, and the guy goes, oh my God, I didn't look at it. I'm like, I know, neither did I. They just told me that.
Yeah. No, I've had those moments where it's like, this is what I'm seeing. It's kind of crazy, but this is what I'm seeing. And the message gets across.
Like, today, like literally the traffic one that I explained to you, because they literally just showed it to me as I talked to you. I have not used that analogy once yet.
Yeah.
So they just showed me, okay, simplify it for her. I'm like, all right. Okay, so this is what we're talking about. Because I can understand. I'm like, all right. That's what I mean. It's just like they do it on the spot. And I'm like, I have the best team. My team is marketing team, business team. My team is everything team.
Awesome. It's good. It's good to have people that you can trust and to help you guide you and support you, right, in this journey, because you can't, there's certain places you can't get there alone, right? You need the right kind of people and support.
So understand you're not alone is important, because you never are alone. Sounds kind of freaky. However, it is really because your spirit guides, they only see you as a light, nothing else, just unbeaming light, you know,
Yeah.
as light, they see you as light. Yeah. So even when you're on it, they still see a light and they don't know where you are. So they still go, like, excuse me, you got to give me 5 and 10 minutes, okay?
Yeah. I need 5 human minutes, please. Okay, let me do my human stuff. Yeah.
Sometimes I find I have to remind them, guys, I'm living on this plane, you're living on what you want me to do will work there, it will not work here, so let's change it, okay? And then boom, it gets changed and I get where I need to go every time. It's just like because they're pure light, they're straight from God, universe, whoever you believe in. They're not your ancestors, because not all of our ancestors are karma free, unbiased, and love. I mean, like, if my grandma was here right now, I'd be going, I'm sorry, can I go to bed now? Well, not yet. No.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah. So once again, it's you use your discernment when you're tapping in, right? With spirits, especially not so much your guides, but with spirits, right? And I also find that guides, it's always a positive, right? Like they're never going to stop you from. They're going to give you hints. They're going to give you flags. They're going to give you sirens, but they're not going to stop you from doing something because it's your free will, right?
Yes, they will.
Yeah.
They have to obey. However, yes, they will. They will put it in such a way, and they will pull a blanket from underneath you. They will. So it happened to me, and it happened to quite a few people. So how do they intervene? Because I call it intervention, divine intervention. So I was in a relationship that I wanted to leave, but I didn't know because I didn't want to be alone. Here we go again, you know. And then I was working for a company, and I wasn't moving up. I wanted to move up so bad. But the store manager told me, I won't let you move up because you make me look good. And if I let you out, then they're going to take you out of here. So that spot, okay, I'm not quitting. I'm not doing anything. And then literally store managers changed, and then one that came in, moved me up. Spirit intervened, and then hey, you know what? We don't want you here. You need to go and do this full time. And I'm like, I'm not ready. So what did they do? They pulled a blanket from underneath me. I was with 15,000 people. I was very down, hush, hush, released from our long life because I was working for the company over 13 years. We were released. That was in 2014, 13, 14. And so I got in the same time, the guy I was seeing broke up with me. So everything fell apart. The place that I rented, the guy lost in the casino. Like, what are the chances? Like, come on, we're in Canada. How often does it happen to the person?
Yeah.
Their house in the casino. Like, come on. So literally everything went straight down. And it had to, because right after that, I had a job offer and everything. And so, because I wouldn't move away on my own, they call, and then I was able to move.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, the velvet hammer's real. I learned it from Tracy. The velvet hammer's real, like where they, they tap you and then they nudge you and then they like push you a little bit and then it's like whack. You're like, what? I like to think of myself on the floor with the Tweety birds, going across my head.
However, I did notice that they will never let you fall.
Yeah. So, no. Yes.
Yeah. I had stuff already lined up because it happened within a week. I had everything taken care of. Wow. Just like that. No boyfriend, whatever. Everything placed. It's all good.
Yeah. But I hear you. Yeah, and I think that to me, I consider those kind of things a miracle, right? Because you shift, right? Things fall away. It's a natural progression, and things that you're ready for come right in, right?
Yeah, well, but it's so let's say I'm going to use the road analogy. You're getting to the end of the road. It's time for change, and we told you exit, exit, exit. You didn't wham.
Yeah.
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 No.
Definitely. Yeah. So my next question is, what projects are you working on right now?
So I'm putting together a boot camp.
Ooh.
a boot camp for unlocking your abilities. So that's levels. It's going to be filled with many exercises. It's going to be one day. And then I'm also going to have another certification for Rites of Muna K, which is for healing. So that's coming up in September.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of little ones. So if you guys want to be on the mailing list, then, do that, because there's going to be there's quite a few little projects coming, and some big ones. My guide said to me, we're going to be doing a lot of boot camps.
Awesome. Yeah.
A lot of boot camps, just to get people kind of, because you can do it in one day.
Mm-hmm.
Do it literally in one day.
Yeah.
A lot of practice, but I'm going to shake you awake in one day.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna leave very different than you came and walked in. Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's the plan. And again, it's going to be for all levels.
Excellent. Yeah, I would love to take one of those boot camps if you have one.
That for August 26th or September. So I'm just double checking all the dates and making all that stuff together, because it's something that will get you to the next level. That's awesome. For all levels, because it's going to be just, attunement, you want to call it.
Yeah. No. And they take time and planning, right? Like there's a lot of love that goes into
yes.
Like that. Yeah. I hear you.
So that's it.
Also, what services do you provide right now, and why? Because I know you have several that you do on your website, which we'll get to.
I wear many hats.
Yes.
I wear many hats. I provide spiritual coaching, and it's not just meant to get you, it's to get you aligned with yourself. So whether you want to do it for your relationship, personal growth, spiritual growth, or business growth, because I do a lot of business coaching as well, not just psychic medium business coaching, and all kind of coachings, healings, energy healings, complete clear mind and body alignment, the one that you got certified in, and I'm sure you can't wait to put your hands on that one, eh?
Yes.
And Muna K, as well as a lot of sessions, clarity sessions. I call them not readings, clarity sessions, because they really are. So whether I connect with your past loved one, you're getting clarity. When I connect with your guys, there's still clarity. So I just call them all clarity sessions. Yeah. And guys, I do have a book out called Unlocking Your Psychic Ability, Handbook to Unlocking Your Psychic Abilities, which is filled with exercises. It's about exercises. It's not about telling you what you should do. It's teaching you to tune into your way of working with your spirit team.
Wonderful.
And there's 2 more books coming.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. So there's a lot on the go, just getting all organized,
Yeah. So the final question is, where can people find you? Because I know it's not just you, but you also have a team of people that work that are part of your group.
I have rebranded. So we had a little bit of a few things that weren't fully working for us. So I'm going to contact my team. They're going to be operational. Trusting that they're going to have it resolved by next month, so we can have my team operational. So yes, so excited for that. Website. Go to my website. Go to my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Everywhere.
Yeah, and it's under Dorota Medium, right?
Yeah, it's
so if they go to Dorota Medium in any of those, they will find you.
You'll find me. You will.
Wonderful.
I keep
excellent.
I think. Keep it simple but not easy.
Yeah. Is there anything that's kind of so close this up? Our session. I'm trying to find the word. Our session. Is there anything else you like to share? You like to say?
Remember that you guys are a light. Like you really are a light. And when it gets dimmed, find things that will help you light it back. And it does not need to be meditation. Meditation comes in many ways. So find what works for you. And for me is music. So I will put Euro, because Euro or Depeche Mode or something like, in that to bring it back up so you can light your light in many ways. It could be books, it could be walks, it could be many things. However, remember, you are a light, and when it gets dimmed, you're the one that is responsible for keeping it lit, not somebody else. And you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you're only responsible for your light, right? Like, it's lovely to share, but if you're dim, then you need to like feed you, right?
Yes, because if I say you made me feel that way, no, you didn't. I allowed myself to feel that way in response to what you were saying. That way, I'm still in power. That way, you have no power over me, because the moment you say you did it, you take the power away from yourself and giving it to another person.
Exactly.
And it hurts.
Yeah.
Get it? It hurts, because we have to look at ourselves. And that's why aligning with yourself is important.
Yeah.
Because you can tell me that was stupid. I'm going to say, yep, it was. And I'm fully aware of it. So thanks for coming. And I won't be because I know it was. Because it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Dorota, thank you so much for doing this. I had a lovely time. I can't wait to do some of your classes. I'm looking forward to just learning more from you, and hopefully we'll see each other soon.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure. Thanks so much, love. All love. Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. I will put this on my channel, so it'll be available. I'll tag you so you can share it on your side too.
Yeah, that'd be.
So, yeah, sending everybody a wonderful Friday evening. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.